Now, I know the Spyro Reignited Trilogy has been out for a while now, and I should have done this review a while ago, but I've only just finally finished the game, so here is my review for it, finally. When I was a kid, I played the original 3 games on PlayStation 1. They were my favourite games, and I played them over and over again, and when I heard that the trilogy was being remade, I just couldn't wait for it, and I knew it'd be great. In this review, I'm going to be comparing the remastered game with the original ones. Okay, so let's start with the positives, because, you know, it's always good to start with the positives. The remastered game has kept almost everything the same. The names of the characters, the look and size of the levels and worlds, and all of the names of the worlds and levels are the same. The main improvement they have made is obviously the graphics. The characters and the game itself are a significant improvement from the first game, you know, being released 20 years later and all. With a remastered game, it's always important to keep like everything the same, but just improve the general quality of the game. In this remastered trilogy, all of the music is the same. Some of the music in the game has been improved slightly, but the main melody and chords of the music is the same. Most of the music through the game, however, is exactly the same. I find that music is a key ingredient to games, and I'm pretty sure all of you will find that too. And keeping all the music throughout the game the same has helped to keep the original essence of the game alive. In the original games, the camera controls were tricky and, to be honest, rather annoying. In order to move the camera in the original games, you had to use the bumper buttons on the controller, and this would move the camera left to right very slowly, which caused me to play slower due to the slow movement. That is when it is in passive mode. You can also have it in active mode, meaning the camera will move automatically whenever you move Spyro around. And I hated this. In the remastered trilogy, however, the camera controls were changed, thankfully, allowing you to easily and quickly move the camera using the right stick, making gameplay much easier and smoother. One more thing that I think is especially great in the Reignited Trilogy is that the voice actor for Spyro, Tom Kenny, who voiced Spyro in the original Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage and Spyro Year of the Dragon, returns to voice Spyro in the Reignited Trilogy, keeping the original Spyro alive. Now onto the negatives. In the speedway levels in the original game, when you go to fly down, Spyro will continue to fly down even after you let go of the joystick. But in the Reignited Trilogy, if you fly down, then let go of the joysticks, Spyro will then aim back up and return to flying straight forward. This took me a while to get used to when playing the remastered game. With the Reignited Trilogy, playing the game itself proved to be very similar to the original game in terms of difficulty. That was until I reached the 3rd game and was in a boss fight with a certain green toad. Buzz's Dungeon is the first boss fight in the Spyro Year of the Dragon game, so you wouldn't think it would be that hard? Well, that's what I thought at least, but boy was I wrong. After hours of attempting to complete this level and several times almost threw my controller at the TV, I officially gave up. Roughly 2 weeks later, after recovering from the recurring nightmares about that level, I was ready to give it another go. Would you believe I actually completed it first time? Turns out going away and coming back to it worked in this case. This level was just ridiculously hard, especially being the first boss fight in the 3rd game. I had no difficulty completing this level in the original game, so when I got to Buzz's Dungeon in the Reignited Trilogy, I was amazed at how much harder it really was. So here's my overall review after only a couple of negatives. This Spyro Reignited Trilogy is a beautiful remaster of the original game, and the makers of the Reignited Trilogy have done an amazing job at keeping the essence of the original game alive. Although some of the levels were overly hard and took some getting used to, I found that the game is still amazing and brought back loads of childhood memories for me. If you want to see 100% gameplay footage of every level in the Reignited Trilogy game, then be sure to check out my channel for every single one, And be sure to subscribe to my channel, as soon I'm going to be posting some cheats for the Reunited Trilogy. And I'm also going to be doing 100% gameplay footage of the original Spyro game too. Thanks for watching my Spyro Reignited Trilogy review, and I hope you enjoyed it.